Welcome into Blazers Inside Access. We're sitting down with Coach Vines of the Belhaven men's basketball team. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
So Coach Vines, first time on the show, that means it is basketball season. The men's basketball team kicked off their season last week against Millsaps here at Rugg Arena. They did fall 99-95, close match. Before we kind of talk about that game, though, I just want to get your opinion on the atmosphere. The gym was packed out. It was standing room only. It was a fun atmosphere to be in, especially for a season opener.
Absolutely. That was the best atmosphere I've ever seen since I've been here. 5 years. That's hands down best atmosphere. I hope lots of sports had recruits there because that was fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun just to be there for both games. It was really full and a nice rivalry environment. Even at the D3 level, we can still show out.
Oh yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump into the game. Obviously, fell by 4. A close game. What did you kind of take from that game? Positives, negatives? What was kind of your experience from that game?
Lots of positives from that game. We had 25 assists to 13 turnovers, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If we had 13 assists per game, last year we would have been pretty happy with that. So that was really positive. You always want to have a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Scored a bunch of points. We hit more threes than they did, but then they hit more free throws and had a better percentage, and in the end we just didn't get enough stops to win the game.
So obviously you have a gap between the last game and then your second game of the season at Sewanee Saturday, November 23rd. What does that do? You've got basically like a week. What does that do for y'all is to have that gap to kind of review what went right, what went wrong, and build towards the next week? Is that something you look forward to, or do you want to get back out there immediately?
Absolutely. As a coach, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great scheduling because we could play that first game and then reassess and see what we needed to fix and where we needed to improve. I'm not sure what the players would say, but kind of a long layoff. But no, we've had some really good practices, this past week, and we'll have now 3 full days to prepare for Sewanee.
Okay, so a nice gap, getting a chance to kind of build on some successes and work on some things that need to be worked on in that gap. Now, looking at the season as a whole, obviously it's a long season, and with basketball, it's kind of different than other sports, and it's broken up and it covers 2 semesters. So this fall and into the winter, you're going to have non-conference games, but you don't really start conference up until February. So what does that do? I mean, that really is a long period to kind of build up your team in non-conference.
Sure. Basketball season in general, it's kind of a journey, because it does span 2 semesters, and that's why it's so important that we put a lot of emphasis on academics.
Yep.
Because if you don't take care of your business in the classroom, you may not be on the team starting the second semester. But we've got a young group. We have 13 brand new players this year. So we're still trying to figure out who we are and trying to find some rotations that really work for us. But we're really excited about the future. And you think about Luke Couch in the game the other night. True freshman from Vestavia, Alabama, had 23 points, 5 of 6 from the 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. That's as efficient a game as you're ever going to see. And then we've got Brosnan Cooks returning for his senior year, led us in scoring last year. So we're excited. We think the future is really, really bright. But it's early, and we're still trying to kind of figure out who we are.
So the basketball team does have a gap. They'll play this Saturday at Sewanee. That's their second game of the season as they kind of dive into non-conference play and build up and hopefully make a deep run this season. But Coach, for the first time, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.